think it was mainly what I did to myself. I think mentally I was thinking too much, overthinking the plays, and wasn't just out there flowing and playing the way I play, which is free. And I think, obviously they have a game plan. I know what that game plan is. I got to play my game.
So he struggled, period, to make an impact in this game. With him on the floor, the Sixers were outscored by 23 points and had double-digit turnovers. With him on the bench, his team outscored Boston by 18 and shot 56% from the floor. Jalen, is there a one-point performance in the playoffs? Is that a panic moment or just part of this whole process?
Part of the whole process, but the Boston Celtics are onto something as it relates to guarding Ben Simmons. When he's talking about how they're playing him and him thinking, what he's basically saying is they have him thinking about shooting the jump shot. But that's not something that he's able to do. So now you can put Morris on him because he's not going to stretch the floor. You can put Al Horford on him. They have size, they have length, and they're taking away his layups, they're taking away his dunks, and that frustrated him to the point where they had to take him out of the game. He had his worst plus minuses of the season in games 1 and in game 2. So at home, I think they're going to play a lot faster, get him on transition, and try to get his confidence going early.
Yeah, and he's a guy, and he alluded to it in his press conference. He needs to be aggressive. Aggressive for him is not going and shooting baskets.
Right.
It's creating an advantage. I'm bigger and stronger than the guy that's always guarding me. But to your point, they've done a good job of putting size on him, right? Putting big guys on him. He can't just post up. He can't just have his way. He can't just see over everybody. That's credit to Boston and their defensive game plan, but he just has to be aggressive, get 2 feet in the paint, and be able to kick out to all of those shooters.
Yeah, it's kind of mind-boggling to me because he's so athletic. He's big and strong. At one point, we might not ever see him do that with the rest of his career. I mean, he's good enough to get to the free throw line 10 times. And so it's no time for him to panic. He just has to figure out these is part of rookie struggles and playoff basketball. You got to give credit to Boston. They are the best defensive team in the playoffs still. So, they're doing a good job clogging the lanes. And, this may come back to haunt him, maybe not this series, but down the road, he has to figure out how to score outside the paint.
I'm looking forward to seeing his mindset in game 3. Is he going to come out and be aggressive, try to score, make sure that doesn't happen again? Excuse me. Or will he stick to the game plan and say, we just got to get a win? Who cares how much I score?
And the good thing about him, he could be far more effective without even scoring the ball, but we didn't see him being a dominant rebounder. We didn't see him making the other guys on his team better. So regardless if he scores or not, he has so many ways that he can beat you, and he didn't do that either.
You hit on something, and Coach Collins used to talk about this all of the time, how tough the game is when you can't shoot. And so he can't shoot threes, but he also can't shoot free throws. So he can't use the free throw line to get himself going and lathered up. It has to be layups. It has to be dunks. It has to be dimes, getting more boards so he can feel the basketball and he's not becoming a spot-up shooter or somebody that has to play on the perimeter.
When the star has 1 point, everyone's going to start dissecting every move. And one of the strategy moments was the TJ McConnell sub out because they were up. They were down 6 at one point in the third. They sub him out. All of a sudden, Sixers have a 2-point lead and about 5.5 minutes left in this game. And he subs McConnell out, Ben back in.
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I think it was the right thing to do. Ben is their cornerstone, one of them. He is their star. He needs to learn in these kind of situations. Okay, you go in there and struggle, you lose, you have 1 point. I also feel like one of the reasons why I love this kid is if he had 1 point and they won the game, he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. Go win the basketball game. We're up in a series. So that's a special thing about him. But I thought the coach did the right thing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he has to have his growing pains. That's all a part of it. I mean, Ben Simmons, like I said, he has to figure out he has to get a jumper eventually. Because this is the blueprint now. Teams are watching this and saying, look, we got to clog the lane up on Ben. When he's in the post, we put bigger bodies on him. Yeah. You know what? And also, if he gets in the lane, go strong, the scout report now is foul him. Let's send him to the line. Let's see what he's going to do. There's no way he should go out and get 1 point with his ability.
Wait.
Unless he get
so
about
no one's doubting
17-6.
that move at all because the Sixers outscored Boston 27-19 when the switch was made. No one's doubting that move at all.
Here's why I'm not doubting it, because to me it's apples and oranges. No, exactly. To me it's apples and oranges because TJ McConnell for me is actually taking Fultz minutes. And so Ben Simmons, being as versatile as he is, what this really shows me, and people are talking about in free agency, should LeBron James consider going to Philly, this is why Ben Simmons needs the ball. And that graphic is no better indication of why he's best when he's ball dominant, and rightfully so, because he can't shoot and he's still a young player that has things to figure out.
So you're expecting big things tomorrow? That's what I'm gathering from all y'all.
His only one way is up now. I mean, you can't get any lower than that.
Technically.
You can't get any lower.